Well, good morning. Today is Friday, May 22nd. Today is my granddaughter Alyssa's 13th birthday. She's official now. She's a teenager. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Alyssa. Happy birthday to you. Cha-cha-cha. I love you. Can't believe you're 13 already. Just seems like she was just a baby. I was picking her up from school. I picked her up until the 6th grade. Used to pick her up every day after school. Those days are long gone. But it's also Carol Evans' birthday, so Carol gets a song too. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Carol. Happy birthday to you. Cha-cha-cha. Well, I had to wait a little bit to go for my walk because it was lightly raining earlier. And so then I saw a window of opportunity, so I got my 2¼ miles in. It is so flippin' muggy out here. I didn't need this little sweatshirt, but I didn't want to carry it. Once again, lawnmowers in the background. If I was to wait, because we should have a set rule that at this certain time everybody's got to cut their lawn so we could all hear the same lawnmowers going at the same time. When I'm president, that's going to be the rule. Anyway, I'm not going to show you my food today because it's Friday, and I eat very little on Fridays. I eat more than I used to since I had my little incident, but I still keep it within my points, and I don't actually, I go 10 under probably, but, and it's not for weight loss. I have to keep saying that because people keep thinking that I'm doing it for weight loss, and it's just a coincidence that my weigh-in day is on Saturday. The reason we picked a Saturday, I really wanted to pick a Monday, but now that I see Ange over at Smack Vision always complaining about Monday, kind of glad I didn't. I probably should have because my weekends are when I go crazy, but I know who I am. Tuesdays and Wednesdays would have been my crazy days then because I would have figured I had a whole week afterwards. But Saturdays worked because Christy, my sister Mary, and my daughter Christy were joining with me, and they were working at the time, and Saturdays was the only day that really worked for them. And then we tried a bunch of different meetings on Saturday, and we tried a couple night meetings, but then the one we settled into is the one I'm still at, so it's working for me. That's my thought. But if you don't know me very well, which you probably think you know me, but you probably don't know this about me, is that I am the most impatient person in the world. Before I was born, and I was up in heaven, waiting to be born, there was a line for patience. I went in all the other lines, but the line for patience was just so long. And I thought, I don't need that line. I should have stood in that line because I have no patience, none whatsoever, none. So most of my motto for my life has been shoulda, coulda, woulda. I should have done better, I could have done better, I would have done better. So I should have waited to move the puzzle from the, we have that portable cloth that we do our puzzles on so that we can roll it up when we're not doing the puzzle and move it to another area. And then when we're all done with the puzzle, the two of us, Jim and I, slide it over onto this board, and then he hodgepodges it and then puts it in a frame, and then we hang it. Because I'm going to hang this one in my bathroom, I think, because I'm tired of the picture that's in there, and it's kind of got an aquatic theme, so it's got a water theme, bathroom, water, you know, all of that good stuff. So that's my plan for that. So Jim had left early to go to his chiropractor this morning, and then he was going to go right from work. So I was going to walk into the kitchen just to take my pills. And I thought, you know what, I can slide this over onto the board, and I can clean up this table. I can put those other two puzzles, because I decided I'm going to just wait till next puzzle season, which is next winter, to do that. And I'm going to what do you call it, put stuff away, clean up the table, and I'm going to slide that on there so that we'll have that out of the way. And so then I started to slide it over myself, and it started coming apart. I should have waited. I should have waited. So I still slid a little bit more, but as it was coming apart, and it was a slow process, so I started putting the pieces that were coming apart, you know, sliding them back together, because I thought it's going to be a slow process. And I could have got it done all by myself. I just could have done it all by myself. So now I've covered the should have and I covered the could have. And then the garage door opens and I go into a panic because it's Jim. And Jim's always like, he loves me, I know, but he's always, I told you so, I told you so, you have no patience. Yeah, Jim's got the patience of a saint. Living with me, you'd have to have the patience of a saint. But on some things, not all things, but on some things, Jim's got patience. This would be one of the things he would have had patience with. So I'm trying to slide it over as fast as I could, and then it's really coming apart. And I thought, no, you know what, there's no way I'm going to do it without him seeing it. I'm just going to wait. So he comes in and he says, oh, little Miss Impatient, couldn't wait for me. I told you it's a two-man job, blah, 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 blah. And I said, yeah, I know. So he says, well, here, let's do it. And I go, no, I have a method. I'll do it later on. He says, no, I'll do it. We can do it together. And I go, no. So I shoulda, coulda, woulda. If I would have just insisted that he wait, I'll do it myself. No, he went and slid it, and the whole middle part all came apart, and by then he just kept on sliding it. So this is what happened to the puzzle. Like I'm talking to you, like you can see what I'm filming. But the whole middle section and now all the pieces, and then even then I was trying to... Now I have to do it again. I have to do that whole middle section, which was the hardest section to do. I was thinking when I got up this morning, I haven't got anything really major to do. I'm going to watch my collab videos because I think there's like 10 or 12 of us. And so I thought, oh, I got my whole day set. I can watch my YouTube videos, catch up on all of them. No, now I'm going to be doing that. So when I get done, I'll show you the finished product because I'm going to finish it again today because I don't want to listen to them. It'll be a little easier because I kind of somewhat know where everything goes. But, okay, finished for the second time. Actually, the second time was a little bit more difficult because I thought I knew where everything went. But it's finished now. Not moving it. Jim can finish it as far as putting the hodgepodge in that and hanging it. But I'll be honest with you, I wasn't going to finish it, but I was determined because, you know, shoulda, coulda, woulda. It comes back, all turns around to my weight loss. Shoulda, coulda, woulda. I should have waited. I should have not waited. That was it. Should have waited. I should have not waited as long as I did to lose weight. We've determined that I'm in the autumn of my life. The winter doesn't start till I'm 75 because I recalculated the numbers myself. But I should have done it a lot sooner. I really should have. And if I would have done it a lot sooner, I would already be at my goal, and I would already be enjoying food a little bit more. And I know that makes no sense. I mean, I enjoy my food, and I know that for the rest of my life I'm going to have to be accountable to the food I'm eating, but I'm honest to admit that I'm still tied to that scale. I'm just determined to see that number move. And if I would be at my goal right now, it would just be a process of just maintaining and just still checking, but not worrying about how much did I lose this week, you know. And shoulda, coulda, woulda. I would have, shoulda, coulda. Well, now I got them all wrong. I should have started sooner. I could have started sooner. I just chose not to. And if I would have started, there we go. You know, my mind works in strange ways. I should have started sooner. I could have started sooner. I would have already been at goal. In a nutshell, that was so much easier, wasn't it? But you know me, take the long road, take the long way home. That's just what I do. I take the long way home. This is the book I'm reading. I'll show you a clip with the title of the book because I forgot the title, but I'll insert it here. Okay, this is the book I'm reading now. It's a pretty good book. Got my water. It's really good. He is one of my favorite authors, Harlan Coben. This is about somebody that went missing 17 years ago, and then on the exact date, 17 years later, someone else is missing too, and the detective just thinks it's too much of a coincidence. And it just shows how all these different people, how their lives are going to all become intertwined. It's a very interesting read. I really like it. And since I'm not going to show you my food, let me think. I'll tell you another story. You were wondering about my cabinets yesterday. My son Jimmy is a carpenter, and so we kept the shell of the cupboards, the base, and then he rebuilt all of the doors. And him and Jim came up with the design, or they watched shows and saw the design. I don't know, something like that. So he knew what Jim wanted, and so he built them. But when Jimmy was little, he always marched to his own drummer. Jimmy always marched to his own drummer, and it was very exasperating at times, let me tell you. But he just, he was my trial and error child, because he was my first one, so obviously you learn from the first one. But he just always loved building things when he was, from a very early age. His first Lincoln logs and building blocks and, you know, erector sets, all of that stuff. He was always building. And if he didn't have blocks or something like that, he would use whatever he could find in the house and build it. And he was to the point that on trash day, we'd have to bring his wagon in and hide it in the basement, because he would go around the whole area that he could go, like he could go the whole block. And he would gather up all this trash and build forts and stuff in the backyard. And he always did that. And then when we moved into our other house, we were too close to a busy, well, we're not too close, but we were close to a busy street. And they were not allowed to go there. But Jimmy went around collecting, built a fort. And one time I was driving home down 16 Mile Road, or Metropolitan Parkway was where we used to live. And I happened to see these kids like in the bushes close to the road. And I thought, what kind of parents let their kids come and play this close? This is ridiculous. And then I look and it was Jimmy. I'm that parent that let them build like that. So we got home and had a talk. He says, Mom, I can't help it. I want to be a carpenter. I'm going to be a carpenter. And I go, yeah, okay, we'll see. And he went through many, many jobs. And Jimmy did not like working. Like, you know, most people don't. But anyway, he did not like working. And he'd had so many jobs. The one year we had to put on a separate sheet of paper all of the W-2 forms. He was working at a produce market one time, and he was only there like an hour or something, and the manager told him, he went and he says, can I take a break? And he says, no, you don't get a break until 10 o'clock. And he says, well, I want a break now. He says, if you want a break, there's the door. So Jimmy left for 15 minutes, and then he came back and he went to go to work, and the guy says, what are you doing? He says, well, I'm back from my break. He says, that wasn't a break, I let you go. So Jimmy came home. Then he found another job at a restaurant where he was a busboy, and they were falling behind on the salads, and so they told him to go in the kitchen and make a salad. And he said, to make the salads, and he says, I wasn't hired to be a salad maker, I was hired to be a busboy. And he says, if you don't like it, there's the door. And Jimmy left. It wasn't until he came upon being a carpenter that this has been his true passion, and this is what he wants to do. So, shoulda, coulda, woulda. I should have noticed sooner. I could have noticed sooner. Would have been a lot happier if I would have just got him in some different kind of a program. But anyway. Okay, that's going to do it for today. I'm kind of babbled on here for about 12 minutes. So, weigh-ins tomorrow. We'll see how I do. Feeling, I don't know. I'm just not feeling it lately. I want to lose my weight, and I'm getting close to 100, and I want to beat that Ohio woman, Sue Slims Down. But I've kind of lost, I've lost my path again. I don't know why. I've kind of lost my way a little bit. I'm not straying too far off the path, but I'm straying. I'll be honest with you, I'm straying. But I shoulda, coulda, woulda. We'll get there. So. Always remember to stay healthy and stay strong, and most importantly, stay safe. So I'll talk to you guys tomorrow.